Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to attempt to try and determine what our net worth is. I've never looked at this before, and I think now that we're finally working through baby step 3, I've gotten really curious. I want to know our starting point, and I want to start tracking our net worth all the way through the rest of our financial journey. So if you're curious, stick around. Hey guys, my name is Kristen. Thank you so much for watching today. I have no clue what our net worth is. Pretty much the only thing I do know is that we're debt-free except for our mortgage, and I know what we owe in our mortgage. So I am actually going to hop on the computer and use an online calculator to try and help me determine exactly what our net worth is. So I thought this would be a fun thing to share with you guys, the process, and try to figure out our net worth. When you're figuring out your net worth, the formula is really assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. So the first thing I wanted to do was get a good value for our vehicles. We have 2 vehicles that are paid off. So I just went here to kbb.com, that's for kellybluebook.com, and I clicked here to my car's value. And then you can go here to get trade-in value. The other one here is get trade-in value and offer, where they're going to give you an offer to actually trade in your car. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just looking for a baseline value. So you're going to click there, and then here you're going to fill in all this information about your car. So when you do that, they're going to come back and give you a valuation for your car, and they're going to give you a trade-in value. They're also going to give you a private sale value. So the private sale value is really closer to what your car is worth, since a car dealer is usually going to kind of haggle you down a little bit, and they're going to want to give you the least amount possible for your vehicle when you're trading in. So there are a ton of different ways to calculate your net worth. There's a bunch of calculators online. I was looking around earlier and I found the NerdWallet net worth calculator. So you can just start typing in NerdWallet on Google and you'll see it pop up, probably the net worth calculator. I'm going to click on that. And this is really a very simple process. It just took a couple minutes of getting all of our information together ahead of time so I could very easily plug it into this calculator. I wanted to let you know that when I'm calculating our net worth for this video, and probably all videos, I'm going to use estimates. In fact, I'm going to probably, as we, move along in the process, at some point I might stop sharing this publicly. I'm not sure. I decided to film this video because I honestly had no idea what this was going to look like. So I am going to share this time, and like I said, I'm going to estimate because I'm not really too worried about figuring out our worth down to the penny here. I really just more so wanted to get a good baseline because I wasn't sure whether we were even really in the red or in the green or where we were starting. So I wanted to give a pretty good baseline. We're sitting here consumer debt free, working through baby step 3, and I just wanted to see where we were at. I do think it's important to start tracking your net worth. I think it's another way to really motivate yourself and really start seeing some great progress along the way. So we are going to just go ahead and fill this in. Now I know, just because I look at real estate constantly, that $250,000 is a pretty good valuation for my home right now. Could we get more? Possibly. Would we get less? Possibly. And I also want to mention, if you've had a current appraisal or if you have a really good comp in your neighborhood, that's also a great way to estimate your value. This is not concrete. First of all, the value of your home is always going to fluctuate with the market. And second of all, a home is really only worth what somebody is willing to pay. So you could have an appraisal done, you could have great comps in your neighborhood, you could have a really solid idea of what your home is worth, but if you cannot get an offer at that price, if we have our house on the market for a year at $250,000 and we cannot find a buyer who is willing to pay $250,000 and the very highest offer we can secure is $225,000, then really our home is only worth $225,000. So take it with a grain of salt. But I know as of today, $250,000 is a good ballpark to estimate our home at. Our checking accounts, we don't have too much sitting on our checking accounts. I'm actually going to leave that to zero because we typically drain our accounts pretty low because we are constantly shuffling all of our money to our different savings accounts where it's secure and we won't accidentally spend it. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that to zero for now because whatever is in there is typically turned over most months. Our savings account, I'm going to go ahead and put $5,500, and that's just our emergency fund. We actually keep $500 in our local savings account so it's more liquid and we can grab it quickly if need be. And then we keep the other $5,000, which is our emergency fund at this time, in our high yield savings account online. Our retirement accounts. Now here's where this gets tricky. This figure is going to be the biggest estimate of all. Now we were very pleasantly surprised when my husband tried to get this number from his employer. So this is going to be a very round estimate. My husband also has a pension. To be completely honest, I don't really understand it. And I don't think he even completely understands it at this point. We do not have an exact dollar value at this time. What we have is a number that his pension will be worth in a year and a half because that's when he's reaching a certain threshold in his job. That number is about $246,000, which means it's a little bit below that at this time. We also have a number where if he freezes his pension in that year and a half and doesn't take anything until retirement age, then it's going to be worth closer to $500,000. So it's very confusing, but for purposes of this video, I did want to try to take a best possible estimate. So since it's saying in a year it'll be worth around just under $250,000, we are going to go with around $215,000 right now, and that might be a really low estimate, but that's something that I was comfortable with using for this calculation. Also, I do have a little bit sitting in retirement accounts. It's not a lot at this time, so I'm going to take our total retirement account estimate as of now, and I'm going to use $230,000 for that. I feel like that's a really good guess, an educated guess. I'm not just arbitrarily pulling a number out of left field, but I want to make sure I don't overestimate. I would always rather estimate on the smaller side than the larger side. The next field here is the automobiles. When you determine the valuation of your vehicle on Kelley Blue Book, you can be very particular and even put in all of the specific features. I don't really care about that. We are planning on trying to keep these cars until they die and then probably just trading them in for the small amount that a dealership will give us towards a new car. So I'm not too worried about it. We don't really have any intention on selling the car for private sale at this time. If we did, I would go through all those steps and get a much more clear picture of what the car is worth. But what I did is I just allowed Kelley, there's another option where you can say something like, just pull the stock features for this model, and that's what I did. And I'm also going to use the lower end of the estimate it gave us to estimate the value of our vehicles. So I'm going to estimate one of them at $6,000 and the other one at $4,500. So that's going to give us an estimate of $10,500 for our vehicles. Other, I'm not going to put anything in other because we don't really have anything else of value. I don't really have jewelry. We just don't have any major assets other than what is listed here. Otherwise, I'm going to do mortgages last. Consumer debt, we have 0. Personal loans, we have 0. Student loans, we have 0. Auto loans is 0. And other debts is 0. So that's the beauty of waiting until you're consumer debt free to figure out this calculation. The only thing I need to enter in here is our mortgages. Our current mortgage payoff is around $196,000 and change. So $196,000, 500. Again, this is just an estimate for me. I don't really care about putting in the dollars and cents. So that's going to give us a net worth of $299,500. So we're sitting right under $300,000. Wow. So this is honestly a shock to me. That's really not bad. Not bad at all. I really, I have to say, I am very pleasantly surprised with that. I guess it's kind of my bad because I haven't really paid too much attention to my husband's pension over the years. We need to make decisions moving forward with baby step 4, how we're going to invest more of our money. So if you're new around here, we very loosely follow Dave Ramsey's baby steps. We were a lot more specific. We followed them much more closely in the beginning of this journey, but now, you know, we kind of still follow his steps in order. However, you know, once we do save an emergency fund, our next plan is to work on college savings, is to save more money for new vehicles and possibly a new house, is to save more money towards retirement, and is to also try to start paying down our mortgage. So we're definitely still following his sequence at this time. I don't know if we'll do that forever, but for now, that's still our plan. So it's really important that we understand these investments and we have a better idea of exactly what is happening with his money when he's contributing this money to his pension. So this is my fault that I really had no idea we were in this good of a position at this point. I didn't think he had anywhere near that valuation to his pension right now. This is a really great surprise, and now I'm really excited to continue to track this. I can't believe this is the first time I've ever looked at our net worth. We have been on this journey of paying off debt and improving our finances for over 2 years now. So shame on me for waiting this long to take a look at this, because I'm really encouraged by this. I thought we were in a lot worse shape than I guess we really are. This is just an easy way for you guys to do this. I'm pretty sure that I will actually sit down and create my own net worth spreadsheet. My hope is to track this on a regular basis. If you guys liked this video, please let me know, and maybe I will consider kind of doing a quarterly net worth update and sharing our progress with you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I don't know if this is interesting to you. My whole point of this channel is to try to lift you up and encourage you and cheer you on your own financial journey. Let me know. All right, so that's it. As I said earlier, I know this is an estimate. With my husband's pension, it's just weird to get an actual number. Our statement is weird. When you have a pension like him, I don't think he actually loses money. So I think as long as he continues, at least to my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I really don't know anything about pensions. So when we do get to baby step 4, I'm really looking forward to sitting down with our financial advisor and having him explain things to us in much more layman's terms that we can really understand and get a good grasp on his pension and, you know, what we can expect come retirement. So thank you so much for watching today. Any comments, questions, anything, go ahead and leave them down below, and I try to stay really active and reply to every comment I get. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have you ever calculated your net worth? I would love to hear. If you use a different method to calculate, let me know down below. If you like videos like this, I hope you'll subscribe. That's all for me today. Have a great day.